Hello, everybody. Hope you folks had a good weekend. It's me, the Derp Lander, Linkus, one. Had to take a weekend off to digest what the hell happened the last stream. Apparently Zodiark's the first trial in this expansion. A guy, well, an entity that's been building up for what, almost a decade now, as the big bad. So we defeat it after Fandaniel fuses with it. Fandaniel offs himself and basically says, "This was my plan all along, you big idiot." And now, thanks to Zodiark, is now DED dead. That is the cue for the final days to happen, because that was the person who was, well, that was the entity that was stopping the final days from happening. So we fucked up. Then we go and find out that this entire area is basically one big, huge ship to take everybody off of this planet, put it on here, ran by moon bunnies, to take off to go to literally anywhere else, while whatever happens to this planet with the final days, the voice, and all that stuff happens. We literally say, "I must go. My planet needs me." And we find out, we met the moon bunnies, the Loperites. They live in there, and their whole purpose was they are created by Heidelin to ferry us to whoever knows where. But they get super anxious whenever they find out not everything is according to the way they thought it was going to be, because no one's really told them, hey, we're no longer like 20-foot tall giants. We're like anywhere from 4 feet to 6 feet tall, maybe 7 feet. We're not like giants anymore. They freak out, throws all of their plans into ruin, and then they get even more anxious whenever they think they know what we like, what we don't like, etc. And we're like, no, we like all sorts of things. We dress all sorts of differently. We talk certain ways. We have different appetites. We like certain kinds of food. We don't dislike other certain kinds of food. We don't really particularly, some people don't particularly care for walks through the forest or whatnot. And then there's a whole, can we get everybody off the planet and get them on board with the whole, hey, evacuate, go to the moon. The bunnies were literally about to shove us away to not mention anything, because they got sick and tired of hearing that. And then we finally came to an understanding at the end, like, hey, look. Well, I think what really set them off was us going, well, won't we just go back and prevent the final days from happening in the first place? How about we actually stand up and fight against it? So if I remember right, that's where we left off on Thursday. So what the hell happens next? Alright, let's get rid of the logo. Yo, everybody. I'll be honest, I G-posed here for like a good 20 minutes taking pictures. I just thought to myself, let's see if he could stand and literally anywhere on this tower. And you can stand right here, get a hell of a view, and take some really neat pictures. But right now, got a main story to progress. Oh yes, also, Urianger has decided to stay with the Moon Buddies and help them out, trying to get, like, you know, teach these Loperites how to people, how to accommodate us more fittingly, should what we intend to do with Thancred, Yastola, and I, and everybody else, we're going to go back. We're going to try what we can to prevent the final days from happening. Urianger's here to basically make sure everything's ready in case that goes to hell and we can't. I think we talked to everybody. Yeah, well, basically, it's thought this kicked this whole process of stop the final days was Thancred was asking, what about the other reflections? Presumably the first, and thinking about Reen and all those people. And this person, the Watcher, effectively said, if the source falls, so too will its reflections. And the Loperites said they only had plans to save everybody here. And I forget the planet's name already, because I thought the planet's name was Hydaelyn. Turns out it's not. Yeah. Aetheris. That's what it was. Aetheris. Aetheris, something like that. But yeah, that's apparently this planet's name now. It's not Hydaelyn, it's not the source, it's not the world, it's Aetheris. I meant to go back and look and check that out, but I was kind of busy getting literally every class I could to level 81. So that way, if I feel like it, I could just spam Endwalker dungeons and level that way. I also need to buy another damn onion for this bird because it's almost capped out. I literally do like 5 fates in a zone and this thing needs another onion. Time to start replacing the gear. With the Laportus in Urianger's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babil. The battle for... The battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. Oh yes. There's one tidbit I forgot to mention too. Charlotte, we discovered up here, at Charlian, with their whole thing going on with Labyrinthos, has been in contact with these rabbits and sending them all their supplies, all their knowledge, all their resources. Which throws out my theory of them hunkering down in Labyrinthos, waiting out the final days, coming back up, and restarting civilization. Still technically true, but just not in the way I thought. Back down we go. God, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. But we'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like very much to know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days of a greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where or in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone is in a position of responsibility should need to be told as such, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first. It's Camp Broken Glass. Okay, Lucia, some crazy shit happened and you're not going to believe it. It's good to see you all again. Nervous for your lunar adventure, I hope? We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempest inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The ensealment conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are, understandably, hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. As said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of the tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Euless is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphino and Alizé's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as you experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porxie affords her so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of temper has been completed. Did I read that right? I did read that right. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force, to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telophoroi? Well, you see, I killed Zodiark, saw some moon bunnies. It's a big rocket ship. Final days are about to happen. Yeah. final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow Scions from their present duties, that they may return to Charlian. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow Scions, you will be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldassian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you, and look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way, then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiark, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they did find him, they probably wouldn't live, so I'd say don't. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xeno's Vitor Galvis, outcast and enemy of Garlemald. So they threw his ass out. Good. Van Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's not, but his bloodlust to keep him company. Well, better than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Charlian. So, curious if there will be a Garlemald. What happens to the... What happens to the remnants, the rest of the people? Do they form their own nation and basically call it New Garlemald? Will there be a splinter faction that refuses to accept the truth and keeps calling itself Garlemald and tries to do something but doesn't have the numbers? Well, the folks from Garlemald who are willing to accept the truth, want to lay down their arms, fight for the bigger picture? Will they just come to our lands and try to be accepted? Internet. Hello, Tataru. I thought you'd be dead already. Oh, welcome back, Linkus. We were so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream towards Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of Eta. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Raha's wariness from the Tower of Zot. Would that I could laugh at a time like this. Though we prevented Zodiark from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place there on the moon. Step inside and we'll talk about it then. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived. Several cutscenes are going to play in sequence. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. It's not even voiced either, surprising. Will Ariage be joining us? Nope, he's staying on the moon. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Linkus can explain why better than I. He's hanging with the not Talaferai, Lopera. He's staying with them damn moon bunnies. The final days has befell Amarat. And we are to escape via the moon. What are the source and its reflections? I have no intention on standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarat, the solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days. Excuse me. A feat which even the Amarantines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still much we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarantines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the form, then. Having worked with the Loperites in secret all this time, there is surely more than they could tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There is only one way to find out. I bet since the signal's been sent from the moon and Zodiac is DED, they're probably going to be like, hey, follow us. Since that was their mission this entire time, was load up the moon with supplies, animals, food, water, etc. And now they're going to be like, hey, follow us, let's go. Without telling them why.
Order, I say.
I think someone's about to die. It's probably Fortuno.
I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether.
Sorry about that. Apparently flipping up the mic still does the thing.
For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
The way they're doing this, it's going to make all of them panic. They're going to rush and say, hell no, we're not doing this. We don't believe you.
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
Panic the clock.
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions, and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Well, the crowd took that a lot better than I thought they would. I wonder if the Forum's going to get mad when they discover we're the ones that took out Zodiark. Well, we only technically did.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Keep it... keep it civil, okay?
I may look daggers at him, but I will neither speak nor draw them.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Probably not.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Sharlayan, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures, and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence.
Now he says the line.
This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
I guess I'll go.
Shall we then? To the Annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
I'm still level 84. Yeah, I'm still level 84. Is this going to be one of the last cutscenes that we get with the whole crew? Well, Cryo tells me the Forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val. The realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me, I ask myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality, or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for as such. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. The chamber awaits. Probably should have done this quest at the end of the last stream. Moon. I'm calling it. All that talk of Hylian being taxed beyond her capabilities to keep Zodiark in check, and now that Zodiark is no more. Hold that thought, game. Now that Zodiark is no more, she has unlimited power, as per the meme, and it's going to make her go batshit crazy. And we're going to find out she's the one behind the final days. That's my current thought process right now. Now, a visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? You know what? Thancred hasn't really got that much screen time as of late. Let's give him some.
Evening. I hoped you hadn't crawled beneath the covers just yet. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I have a favor to ask.
Yeah, sure, come on in, buddy. Yeah.
Don't worry. Nothing desperate or dire, if that's what you were wondering. Not yet. You know, we may have quite literally entered our final days. The ancients went so far as to call it that for a reason. If so, then everything we did for Reen, for the first, will have been meaningless. And I can't accept that. I just can't. My mind won't allow for the possibility. and that could be a problem. When we're in the thick of it, I don't know if I've got it in me to be pragmatic this time. To run, even if running's the right choice. The only choice. So if you see me turning a blind eye to the harsh reality, beat some sense into me, would you? I trust you and the other Scions with my life. And I'd like to think the feeling is at least occasionally mutual. And I never forgive myself if my stubbornness put them in danger. Gods, listen to me. Beginning to sound like the father I never had.
Well, taking care of Green for 5 years will do that to you.
So, can I count on you to keep me in line? I can think of no one else more eminently qualified.
Just pop your cooldowns first, and then I'll do it.
Excellent. Now I can breathe a bit easier. Which isn't to say that I will, given what we're up against. Let's keep this little chat our secret. I'd rather not have anyone scolding us for burning the midnight oil.
It was a nice little chat. Wonder what a Stydian would have said. I'll have to view that off stream. A short while earlier in the Alamegan quarter. What the hell's happening in Alamigo? Oh, is this our first taste? Oh, the Catboy from the Red Mage quest.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsabar contingent, more like. Word is, they fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Who's this?
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Eulos? No, that's not Eulos. Meanwhile, in Ishgard. Is this the... Is this how it's starting to happen? These two.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here? Hey, are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Who are those people? Savnir about to become ground zero. Hey, made it to level 85. Need to update that title. Level 85. I have 14 of that. I have 10 of that. I have none of that. It tells me I can buy it from somewhere, so I want it to 500 gil. I'll probably just take the die after this, but... Oh, Linkus, I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we've received another call for assistance. This one comes from Raza Tan. The others have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. Thavnir's about to become ground zero. Ah, there you are. Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact at Raza Tan. Vile beasts have appeared as if out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, they say the very sky burns above them. So it begins. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that is all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Raza Tan are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Agreed, Cryo. Sorry. Agreed. Cryo, you'd best remain here with the Taru and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomena may have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Be safe out there, yes? Let us make first for Yedamad. I'm gonna say this damn word. Yedomad. We must prepare ourselves for what may lie ahead. I still imagine Crowl's gonna pop up there somewhere. Journey to Thavnir.
And lo, vile beasts did rise.
Oh, shit.
Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens. Three dooms to unmake all we were.
The sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
We have. What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the Isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact. The people of Radzat-Han themselves transformed into these baleful fiends.
People are transforming.
Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The large one's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Vitra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet... he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again? I have no words to express my gratitude. Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimat.
Yedlimat.
They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
go. Apocalypse. How very fitting. So the people themselves are transforming. Is it because of a reverse of the first, where their bodies fill with dark and they convert? Everyone has assembled, yes? I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around to the north side of the island. There, you will find a dense jungle we call Vanaspati. It is a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Ritra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I'd ask that you join them and do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Oh. I did not expect this to be a dungeon. Okay. Okay, they're just going to say the exact same thing. Whoops. Let me do... Let me see something. Gonna do that real quick, even though I already opened it. Vanaspati, huh? The skies over Thavnir are aflame, and panic spreads through the populace like wildfire. One by one, civilians are twisted into grotesque fiends, hell's-bent on slaughtering everything in sight. The deadliest of these creatures leads its newly spawned kin through the jungle towards a number of smaller settlements, and as such, Awan has dispatched his Radiant Host to forestall the carnage. Though Vitra too lends his strength to the cause, even that may prove insufficient, and thus do the Scions enter the fray. See if I can grab some people from FC or from various Link shows. Let's see, we got... There we go, we got me, the tank, DPS, White Mage, Samurai. This is my first at level dungeon too. I'm not level synced for this. Beacher.
My friends, heed me. These are children of Stavner. Forgive
There we go.
me. I could do them no harm.
Doesn't want to hurt his people.
If this is the only way, I shall silence the beast of the air. Pray continue onward.
It's quite a run to the second pack, damn. God damn it. Good here. Dude, what are you about to turn into? Alright, did. Mouth off. So you look for the ones that aren't doing anything. What is left? Okay. Lost hope. Again. I'm going to be running this dungeon a lot off stream, so I might as well learn these mechanics now.
The horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
Guess not. Hey, over here. Can't stun him. Oh wait, I have a white mage. Of course I can stun him. I don't know whether he's going to turn into. To be noticing a pattern. lv84 trying to get out of here. Their mother transforms and then the children fall into despair and transform with her. I'm noticing a trend. Yeah, we have boots. The hell is this thing? So there's a scorpion skeleton. There's got to be more to this mechanic. Stand next to one. Does everybody go to their own? Oh, everybody goes to their own. Okay, okay, okay. So you don't want to get knocked into one on this mechanic, but on the fire one, do. Okay, okay. It's dead. Okay. Oh shit. Oh. Trailer scenario 1. statue gonna come to life? Literally just these two. There we go. There's what I was waiting for. Oh, Noodle Durgan. All right, Noodle. What do you do? Guess AoE. Don't want to be on red. No. It'll be on the opposite color. You're on target. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Well, if you insist on facing that way, so be it. liked it. It was pretty neat. But now what the hell? What did I get? I get a help. We have broken through. Now what? Is that a merchant?
As I feared.
What is it?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this, I now see all too well. There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
So these are mirages?
Emptiness? But that would mean...
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying.
Or am I back to the first theory, which is, on the first, they were infused with light. It became sin eaters. This is, people are getting infused with dark, so their ether becomes stagnant.
This is the same
Or
phenomenon.
no, light stagnant.
The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud. Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
But the beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely at least a sliver of the man it was endured.
Mayhap so. But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved?
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
So they just simply stop existing.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
They just stop.
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable. Even deprived of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate. Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnir, all of them, and now I spill their blood.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe. You put your secret at risk.
Those closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all.
Is your set the tank set from this dungeon? Because if so, it actually looks kind of neat and I want it.
Vitra, calamity has come to Radzatan. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
What madness is this, One? Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos.
I don't really think that's a paramount concern right now.
Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone. I ask that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, Ra-Zet-Han will not survive.
Take me with you. I am as at home fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
Were my words unclear? I require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Estinian, here. The last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl. We'd gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely, which I know you loathe.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
He rode on, what's her name? Why does the name escape me? He's fine.
Now, shall we?
He rode on Tiamat, he's fine.
I fear it is as Vitra says. We will not survive this on our own. While I am loath to impose upon you again.
I would insist if you did not. 'Tis the very reason we have come.
Then once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Oh, now you're gonna turn the Aether right on? Go ahead and turn off Helm for now. So they just stop beating. And us? Nope. Okay. Our immediate host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my own people. There is no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever is yet to come. Is it this one? Yep. don't see anything different. The blasphemy unmasks. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis, and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations, and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alize and I will see to Pax's path. Thancred and Ystola pray make for Dharma. I leave Arta to Graha and you, Legis. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we have learned with the satrap. I'm trying to read too fast, that's my problem. That's right. Ah, shit. I need to grab a Graha. God damn it. Come here, cat boy. Shall we be off then? Artha is home to the high crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our Warden scales. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nahadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our inquiries. I'm on. Might as well hit a repair up. Also, for what it's worth, get like $500 out of these. Yeah, might as well check and see. Probably not. Nope. I have a feeling I'll be told when I can actually attune to it. So people just stop existing, basically. And then turn into those monstrosities because of it. What procs it? Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Baushahan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be set sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Why is this a... So this is Thabnarian weave. I must say it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's across the water. Not that I'm much of an expert in Corvosi culture, of course. I've not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming home to Charlie, and like as not, I will never reside there again. As said, in recent days, I've felt more acutely aware of my heritage. I'm grateful for it. It is thanks to my forebears that I inherited the royal eye, and with it, the wisdom of ancient Allag. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe. And one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Corvos again, if only once. Forgive me, but my shop is closed until further notice. Needless to say, we're more pressing concerns these days. We have not come in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? I'm afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. Well, that was all going on. The great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. What else do you say? Not much. There's something the matter, traveler. If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all. I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave. And then it was gone as quickly as it came. Excuse me? Sisters, have mercy. What is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, and a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a matted, throwing people about like ragdolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same. But the shrieking and wailing kept growing louder, more voices in the throng. Beasts or victims, I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible too has survived, mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that it is the most we can expect for the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Oh, go back up north. Judging by their accounts, this transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetherite Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared at this vicinity, and being the case, the people in that mayhem can surely tell us more. What were these shoes? 85. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. Started over there by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart, and there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking. Then a black mist comes again until the change takes them too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Mirhale, the barmaid, chatting with them, though. She might know something. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. So, what do you remember about those merchants that turned? You mean a blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too, we all did. I was standing there at the counter as Araid poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I'd ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sent shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Married, myself and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came by aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn. I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Mirhade's Mayhem. What can we get you? We have not come for libations, but rather for information. You are Mihail, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What could you tell us about him? He is something of a regular here, especially of late. Kazala was his name. Wasn't it the merchant that we first ran into? He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Tavernarian specialties. Right, it was the first merchant that we came into that was running the docks or close to it and was freaking out about not being able to sell his goods. Yes, the name rings a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnir? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operations in Yedamad, and it was there you made Matseya's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kazal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere could not have been good for business. Even now with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium indeed. Karaza was a compassionate man. Even had his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. But as they discussed matters further, Kazal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me. I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kazal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kazal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. Can I direct you to them? I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Worth a shot. Did he fall into despair and transform? Kazal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Kazal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. I cannot promise that you will find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. What procs their transformation? Is it falling into some sort of despair? Let's see. After leaving the Mayhain, we're to retrace our steps and head back towards the Aetherite Plaza. I remember the dude like kind of freaking out a bit over, hey, this tower is ruining my business, what the hell am I to do? Nothing says immersion like a dude wearing an elephant head. From here we ascend the stairs. Ah, this must be huge. In which case, we should take the path leading southeast. And this is southeast. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Kama before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? We can only hope we explore Razatan at our leisure once this crisis has passed. I did back at level 80, 81. And what are we at? Level 85 still. Okay, we're 2 levels ahead of MSQ. Progress. This must be Kama. We've arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kazal. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors. You in a house here? Kazal, you say? Yes, I've known him since he was a boy. If there is ever a man who was born to be a merchant, it was him. Always early to depart and late to return, he'd spend his days procuring the finest wares and seeking out willing customers. Kurt said it came to him as easily as breathing. Sadly, business was flagging of late. No surprise really, what with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then at night I heard a door open. I looked out to see Kazal sitting on a bench, his head hung low. A man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary? Nothing to speak of. Other than the troubles with his consortium, he was the same old Kazal, cordial and honest like always. These questions you are asking, has something happened to him? He wasn't caught up in a terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre goings-on. Rest assured, the city is safe for now, but the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter, and be prepared to take refuge should the satrap order it. So something... Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat. Well, that's one way to avoid the panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnir. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kazal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently? Kazal? Oh, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he'd managed to turn things around, thanks to a generous order from lv84, but he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken to him since, but I assume it all went well. Jenaba might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement. Jenaba Ridava's fibers. That sounds promising. I should probably say, with the super early maintenance tomorrow, probably doubtful I'll turn stream on. Probably be trying to get everything to like level 8, spend most of the day getting everything to like level 82, and then get told quit playing the game at I think 9 o'clock my time. Pop sprint. Yeah, he sprints with me. Okay. If I am not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. It is quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Embera. Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet those self-same horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets the heavens aflames and turns ordinary men into beasts? Oh, we still gotta figure out the cause of it, but right now the only lead we have is that the one individual that first went off was feeling super down in the dumps, and then he turned, and then the skies turned red. They're farming silkworms. This must be Ruvidaya fibers, where we should find Jinabaha. And hurry, I say! There's no time to waste. Pardon me, but you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions that we'd like to... I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you hadn't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. We must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return. Well, in that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done. Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where. And you can carry our fabrics. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. She's gonna be a doctor. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care. I know a Kamala from Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. Alright, first off, we gotta fix this whole boot situation. It just looks dumb. Striking. Where is fending? Cast glamour. Remove whatever glamour is on them. Okay. And I have no tank that high, so I don't have to worry about the glimmer getting removed. Nope. Well, Kamala is a female, but not a person. Well, is a person. I'm just gonna stop. This area is for employees only. Out, out! I'm here to help you. What's that? I've come to help. Hello, place to be the Mendurva. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you pass 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to Nabrafal, by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manhula. And that massive crate there goes the Zimri Zemiria by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Don't remind me of that. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. Okay. I'm gonna switch to event. Small crate to Nabrafall. Where the hell is the small crate? There it is. Oh, it's not gonna... Alright, is it? You've come to the right place. We thank you for your aid. You're not a person, you're an elephant person. And I forget what the hell. There's so many names in this expansion of different races, I can't keep up with them. I need to go back and read the journal. If you have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like, pray bring them here with our primary storehouse. Crate full of clothing, is it? You can take that off your hands. Many thanks for the delivery. I wonder if I can look them up. Matanga is their proper name. Okay. I'll probably forget it in like 5 minutes, but Matanga. It's taking forever because I gotta lift this heavy bastard. I say, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? Good thing that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. Crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive. Here, let me put that away for you. I had to speed read that because I had like 20 seconds. Carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say? So quickly, too. I've never seen anyone so strong. I and my associates will see to the rest. So please turn to Je ne Barana and assure him our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late. But generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. You too, Kamala the Matanga. I need to drain that word. Drill that word into my name. It'll be drained in about 2 seconds. Done as I asked, have you? Yep, took 3 crates to 3 people. If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You've done us a great favor, traveler. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me. You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends. I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed. We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then, before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature buzzed through the doors, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror. In the next instant, he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry. There was something you wanted to ask. Indeed. You knew the merchant Kazal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment. Kazal? I know him well. We'd arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission. We'd have been fools to refuse. They felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. He tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were as plain as day. He said he'd discuss it with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope. Dejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Bonaspati, yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked by the fiends, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Khazar. By all accounts, it was he who suffered from the most profound and piercing despair. Wait, could that be it? Such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation. It's beginning to look that way. Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others. That was happening. Because we saw that happen in the dungeon. One with the mother and kids. She, I guess, fell to despair, transformed, and then the children transformed with her after seeing it. And what the hell is about to happen? We were to reconvene with the others in front of Mekaduta, were we not? That should just be outside. With any luck, they will have already returned from their own investigations. My friend, we must take our leave. I pray that your establishment is spared further tragedy, but remember, your lives are far more precious than any wares. If you are ordered to flee, do so without hesitation. Indeed. I thank you for your concern, and pray you two take care as well. It seems to be the common link right now. Feeling other folks are about to oh whoops, that's a person. That's a PC, not an NPC.
There you are. You've spoken with the survivors?
Indeed. We thought to share what we have gleaned, that we might together gain a greater understanding of present circumstances.
Fortuitous timing. Alize and I completed our own investigations not long ago.
Then we should take a moment to compare notes. Shall we begin with the two of you?
Well, the dude who triggered everything fell into dejection and despair, went to go drink his sorrows away, and then boom. And then everybody who saw him basically transformed as well.
So the merchant Khazar was gravely concerned about his business in the days preceding his untimely end.
The tales we heard were much the same. The first victims to be changed into blasphemies were all overcome with anguish of one manner or another. Then those who saw their loved ones stolen before their eyes succumbed to a similar panic, setting in motion a chain of transformations.
Fear, unease, despair. These negative feelings serve as a catalyst.
Is that the point of the
So,
flower?
then it is not unlike the calamity that befell the ancients. With their creation magics, they unwittingly gave form to untold horrors. Had they simply lost control, surely it would have manifested in many forms, not all of them monstrous. Yet somehow, this phenomenon is triggered solely by the darkness in their hearts, a common thread with what we now witness.
Common, but not identical. While the beasts the ancients faced were forged with magic alone, those of today are born of sentient beings. Why remains to be seen. But there is one fundamental difference between us and our predecessors. Our souls are sundered, whereas theirs were not. Perhaps that single variable makes all the difference.
If I may, there was another detail that troubled me. We have it on good authority that Karl Zahl's transformation took place before the skies began to burn.
What? If that's true, then the situation's more dire than we realized. It means even if there's no ominous sign presaging the final days, anyone, anywhere, has the potential to become a beast. Even in lands we thought safe, even as we speak.
Look! It's the Satrap! The Satrap!
Thank the heavens.
Is he about to say something and cause another chain reaction?
My countrymen, I am relieved and heartened to see you strong and safe. While the danger has not yet passed, far from it, allow me to assure you that the beasts that raged within the city walls have been exterminated to the last. Outside this sanctuary, the brave men and women of the Radiant Host and our dragon ally continue to battle our unholy foes. I pray these tidings put your minds at ease and help you calm your hearts. Have faith that we shall soon conquer this terrible trial.
Your Excellency, is there any word from Palaka's stand? My grandson was bound for there yesterday, and I worry for his life.
We are still awaiting a report, but I promise you, as soon as I have aught to share.
Your Excellency, I bring grave news.
You are?
I'm Matsya of Akyali, a humble fisherman. Ah, I remember you from our first visit. Wait, you're... But no, that can wait. When the skies turned red, I set off for Palaka's stand, fearing for the safety of a friend. But as I drew near the village, I saw dreadful beasts all about.
The old lady's about to turn.
Gods have mercy! Your Excellency! Save my grandson, I beg of you!
She's about to turn.
We will spare no effort to save all we can, but you must remain calm.
Calm? You tell me to be calm? You saw those beasts? They tore our bravest warriors limb from limb! What if we are too late, huh? They catch him, sink their fangs into him? The fangs! The screams!
Get away from her, now!
Sets off a chain reaction.
Damn it! We've got to kill them before it spreads.
We'll handle this. See the townspeople to safety.
Run! As fast as you can! Ah! 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 No! Ah!
That's good. That's fucked up.
Vitra, our people, you must save them. My son, enough. You must run. For their sake and your own. Yes, you will survive. You must.
He stopped it.
Be strong, my friends! Fear not, for we will defeat these abominations! Brave men and women of the Radiant Host, lend your Stola and Thancred your aid. Let not a single beast escape. The rest of you, flee this place. Carry the wounded if you must. Head indoors or underground. Above all, stay calm. No beast will follow you. We will see to that.
Alphino! Alice! Leave the city to us, and make for Palika's stand at once!
Matsya, show my friends to the village. I promise you, they're more capable than the host's finest.
Right. Go with them, will you?
We will save these people. As many as we can.
Oh, shit. That's how we get to the second part. Okay. I should have talked to the other two, damn it. We must save Palakistan, whatever it takes. Matsia, it pains me to put you into harm's way, but I would ask your aid as well. Of course. Palakistan is not far, just down that hill. But as I told His Excellency before, the path was blocked by terrible creatures. I had no choice but to turn back. In that case, this is what we shall do. Linkus, I ask that you take the lead and dispatch any beast you encounter. Alizé and I will keep Matsia hidden amongst the trees and follow when the path is clear. I got this. There's no telling what dangers await us. Keep your eyes peeled. I will ride forth. Pretty beefy boy, but I imagine the gear, the levels in the gear no longer matter. Any others? I want to keep going, but it's 10:30. Need to hop off soonish. That's fucked up. Way to hammer it home that they're still just regular, everyday people. Southeast. I should have talked to the other two, damn it. It cannot be. We must heal those we can, and quickly. I see no beast, but stay on your guard. These two are probably dead. You were skewered. Villagers Injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. He does not respond to your efforts. Breathing grows more and more ragged and shallow, and his vacant eyes are those of a man who has lost the will. Even if I wake, the nightmare goes on. No. Leave me to sleep. Dies. Have you come to help us? Too late. Too late. My family, my friends. Surprised that dude didn't turn. Are these the only villagers who survived? I can only hope others managed to flee, but if the rest have been turned to beasts, by the 12. Let's do what we can to see that the damage spreads no further. And no matter what comes, we must keep our spirits high, lest we ourselves suffer a similar fate. Well, as much as I want to keep going, I should probably call it there. As much as I'm like now in it. Damn it. You figure I start late and then this happens. Alright, so most likely no stream tomorrow because of the my time 9 p.m. maintenance. What the fuck? If I do start, it'll be pretty early, but probably not a stream, so because of the maintenance. So worst case scenario, we'll do a stream on Tuesday around 5 o'clock or so. Also because of the what you got? Let's see if anybody's further behind, not doing EXs or anything. Everybody's ahead of me. Kind of a bummer when you want to raid somebody. Damn it, I want to keep going, but we're in it. This person seems to be behind me. Keep like trying to read the titles, but wait. Is this person on 5.5? Yeah, this person's on 5.5. Alright. Belkia? Is that how you say your name? Alright folks, that'll be it for me tonight. Thanks much for hanging out tonight, really do appreciate it. Sucks I have to like call it on a hell of a cliffhanger, but okay. So probably not Monday, but Tuesday we come back to whatever the hell this is. Alright folks, stay safe out there, whatever it is you do. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your night. And I will see you folks on Thursday. Take care. Have a good night. Or day.
Dan stand. Ah, fuck me.